Why is culture so important to an organization?
Yeah, and you're exactly right, Lisa. It is the squishier part of organizational life, right? And it's like it's harder to measure. So if you are somebody who's very driven by metrics and hitting those goals and things, it can be very hard to say, hey, but I'm gonna spend time trying to nurture this dynamic of my team, and how do I quantify that? How do I connect that to the bottom line? And when Foresight is working with organizations, we talk about there are really three key elements to a great organizational working environment. And they're a sense of purpose, because we all need to know our mission, vision, why we exist as an organization. Most organizations are pretty clear on that. Then there's the culture piece, like our team and who is doing what. And then there is the strategy piece. But what I find most organizations do is we start with the purpose, and we get the purpose, the vision, mission, what are we doing and why? And then we jump to strategy, and we neglect kind of this building block in the middle, which is culture. And I really think it's the linchpin that connects purpose to strategy. And if you can visualize it that way and you realize, you know what, if my culture is not healthy, there's people are ultimately who are going to accomplish the purpose and accomplish the purpose through the strategy. So if our people, our culture is not healthy and thriving, immediately, think about how much time gets wasted in infighting, or a staff person who is disgruntled, or somebody who isn't clear about their job and their responsibilities. Like, as soon as I talk to leaders and I say, hey, I realize that you feel like you want to fixate on the strategies because that's much more tangible. But if you stop and you think about how much of your time gets caught up in people dynamics, whether it's a staff person coming or going, infighting, et cetera, like I just mentioned, when you stop and you actually think about that and how much of your time gets derailed in some of the people dynamics within your team, you quickly realize, okay, wait, maybe I should be more proactive rather than reactive to what's happening with my team.
Yes. Perfect.
And that shows up in the metrics all day long.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, healthy teams produce great results.
Yeah. And there are stats around this too. Harvard Business Review had an article about disengaged workers. They're 37%. They have 37% higher absenteeism. So somebody who's disengaged, not connected to your culture, 37% higher absenteeism, 49% more accidents if you're in an environment where, you have to mitigate for accidents, 60% more errors and defects. So you can start quantifying that pretty quickly if you're careful, if you look at it that way. So there are some statistics that kind of reverse engineer that to say, hey, if we're not creating healthy culture and our teams are disengaged, we're going to see these other metrics fall off.